Planet of the Apes, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Wonderful film. He worked with Roddy McDowall. Tell me about working with Roddy.
Roddy was wonderful. Here is it.
That's him.
There's Roddy.
Roddy. Look at him.
One of the sweetest gentlemen I've ever met.
He wasn't he?
And had a delightful sense of humor. I must. About a week or two after I was on the show, he gave me a director's chair, and with my name on the back. Only the name said Rin Hooper.
Okay.
And he said, I hope I've spelled that right, Ron. I said, well, you're close. You got the R right and the H. It's more like Ron Harper. I said, oh, I'm terribly sorry. Then, of course, he had his men bring out the real back that said Ron Harper. I thought he was so delightful.
That picture took a long time to tape, didn't it, to film?
Oh,
the apes.
Oh, the poor apes spent 3 hours every morning in makeup.
And makeup, that's what I was, yeah.
Poor Roddy was in the chair, I think, by 5 or 5:30.
Really?
Every day. And he had to stay awake, so he would play, he had a radio, and he played music, mostly classical music.
Right, he loved it, too.
And you know, that makeup every day is very bad for your skin. After about 3 shows, his skin looked like raw hamburger. So we had to give him a week off just to let his skin heal and come back to normal.
That was very difficult. Look at this picture. God.
Poor guy. I don't know how he could.
A great actor, great director too. A wonderful director. He's directed some great films.
So what's some of the?
Now, where do you tell me about your career? Where are you from, actually?
Originally from a small town in Pennsylvania called Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania.
Turtle Creek. I like that name, Turtle Creek.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Is that near Philly?
Pittsburgh.
I worked Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. I did all the RSL Moose clubs, Eagle clubs. They have these wonderful organizations. I'm a comedian, basically, and that's what I did when I was 18, 19 years old. But I love Pittsburgh. I worked the Lenny Littman's in Pittsburgh. I worked the Horizon Room. I worked the Copa, Lenny Littman's Copa.
Those are the old great ones. Yeah,
that was great. I loved
the 7th Avenue Hotel.
Yeah,
I think was one.
I lived at the Edison Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the rooms were so small. Howard Johnson. I mean, well, you have to invite a friend. You couldn't. But anyway, tell me something, Ron. Growing up in Pennsylvania, when did you decide to become an actor?
Well, that's an excellent question, Skip, because I had always enjoyed acting. My mother says that my first appearance was at the church Christmas pageant when I played the Christ Child. I don't know if I had any lines or anything because I don't remember it. I was little. But I did church plays all the time. I mean, every Christmas we would have a pageant, and they would give us a little poem or a saying on a card. And I would memorize mine, and I memorized everybody else's just in case they needed help because they might forget it.
That's one thing about an actor. You got to learn your lines and remember.
And I did it early, and then so I did plays in high school. I was in the class play every year, and I got a scholarship academically to Princeton. And when I said, well, so much for the acting, that's not a serious profession for a college graduate, you know.
Yeah.
So I majored in politics, and I thought about going into law school. And instead, I was invited to come to the University Players, which is a summer stock company at Princeton that they had revived. And it was a wonderful experience. We did a play a week. We rehearsed in the day and put a play on at night, always with one classic Shakespeare at the end. And I found I loved it enormously. So I figured when we did our annual play at Princeton that if I felt good enough about that, and if I got some people from New York to see my performances at the Summer Stock Company, I finally decided, what the hell. I was going to go to law school and said, I'm going to go to New York.
Who did you actually study in New York?
With Lee Strasberg.
Really?
Yes.
So you're a method actor, then?
Well, I guess
you consider yourself a method actor?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I loved
you knew Shelley Winters. You knew all those great actors.
Oh, yeah.
you do know Monty Cliff was not. They claim he was in an actor's studio. He didn't study an actor's studio, did he?
He hung around with them, but I'm not sure that he was actually in the studio. Like Steve McQueen hung around with them,
right.
but he never was really in the studio.
Yeah.
But I think at least Monty used Strasberg's method.
Right.
Stanislavski, like Brando and some of the others.
They mix it up.
And Paul Newman, I understudied Paul Newman. My first Broadway play. It's called Sweet Bird of Youth.
And look at that picture and give me this. I'm talking about a good-looking guy here. Look.
Oh, no.
Come on, look.
Oh, no.
Naturally, you're going to... run. You're a heartthrob. Look at you.
That's from one of my 6 series.
You've done 6 of them.
6 series.
What are they? Some of them, please go down the line.
The first one was 87th Precinct, a detective series with Robert Lansing and Norman Fell.
I love Robert Lansing.
I did too.
He was my friend.
Was he?
Yes, I loved him.
He was one of the sweetest, nice guy, and I learned a great deal. He said to me, I remember from him, he said, when you're doing a part, he said, just remember, don't worry whether you're good or bad. Just remember whether you are right. And that's the important thing. We were doing an episode of 187 Precinct, and he and I were doing a scene, and one of my lines was, his line to me was, Bert, my name, Bert Kling.
Yeah.
Check her address book, see if you can find out who her friends were, I said. And my line was, that's a good idea, Steve. And I said, wait a minute, I'm detective 3rd class. I've got about 6 years on. That's an elementary prerequisite for interrogation or investigation. You find out. So I said, that sounds too obvious to me. So we called the director or the writer, and he said, no, you can't change any lines. And Bob said, doesn't matter, Ron. You can put anything into any line that you want. So he said, you know what I'm talking about? So when Lansing said to me, check our phone book and see who our friends are, Bert, I said, well, that's a good idea, Steve. And he laughed, and it carried, being a little...
What was your second series?
My second series was strangely, the Jean Arthur Show. Do you remember the old actress named Jean Arthur?
I do.
Wonderful actress.
Wonderful.
We did a sitcom called the Jean Arthur Show. We played a mother and son lawyer team. Okay. Didn't work very well.
What was the other one?
Then I did, Wendy and Me, a comedy one with Connie Stevens and George Burns. Then I did 87, Garrison's Gorillas, the war series. That was my favorite one.
Is that your favorite?
It was like a steal from the Dirty Dozen. Look at that. I had 4 convicts, and we were...
Who are some of the people in this? Tell me.
Cesare De Nova, Christopher Carey, Rudy Solari, Brendan Boone.
Oh, yeah.
The 4 guys.
Brendan Boone. Whatever happened to him?
He's still around? Kicking. Hey.
Is he really?
The other 3 have passed
okay.
On. And then I did...
When did you decide to come to Hollywood? Who brought you to Hollywood? Or you came?
No, I came. I was doing
Broadway.
On Broadway when I was understudying Paul on the Tennessee Williams play that we were doing, and I had a part in it, but the big thing was to understudy him, and I played the part a couple of times, and some agents there, particularly Monique James, saw me. And
Monique James.
You remember that name?
Of course I do. Very well. Go ahead.
And
I knew Tennessee Williams very well.
Did you?
Yeah.
He was a hell of a
great guy.
I liked him
What
too.
play was this?
Sweet Bird of Youth.
Sweet Bird of Youth.
Tennessee. And there was Paul Newman and Geraldine Page.
One of the greatest actresses ever.
Wasn't she?
Kim Stanley to me and Geraldine Page were the theater actresses. I think you could not go any better.
She knocked their hats off because everyone had seen Geraldine, like in Summer and Smoke, playing sort of a mousy, timid little. And this one, she was Ariadne Delago, the Princess Delago.
She was brilliant.
And they said, "This is Geraldine Page." Yeah. Knocked their hats off.
Working with her.
That was wonderful.
Really?
Too. Yeah. And then
same kind of a performance or different. It's actually when you're in the theater, you give a different performance every evening.
Of course, yes. A good actor. Good actor does. You do moment to moment. You try to keep that alive, and you can't. Don't give it the same stale reading. No, number one, the audience
makes it.
falls asleep.
That's right.
And number two, it's not very exciting for yourself as an actor.
Yeah.
You want to find new things in it.
Looking back over your life, Ron Harper, what have you learned about yourself?
Oh, that's a very good. I think what I have learned is nobody has asked me that in a long time. I think the thing is that to have a happy life, you need something to do, someone to share it with, and something to look forward to.
That's interesting. You're married. You have a wonderful
I'm not
wife.
married at the moment. I have a wonderful sweetheart. Named
That's
Peggy.
good.
I have a daughter.
Uh-huh.
She's 18 and she's just started college last month.
Uh-huh. In the business going to be? Or no? Good.
Not terribly interested.
That's wonderful.
That's good.
Yeah, that's great. Now you live here in Hollywood, and
Tarzana.
Yeah. Wrote a book about your career at all?
No, but I've been thinking about it for years. I think maybe I better put it down. I've been making notes so that I can get a book out while I still have memories of
notes.
it.
You should sit with the tape recorder in the late evenings. Just talk on the tape recorder.
That's a good idea.
That's what I did with my book.
Did you?
Yeah, I wrote a book. It's called The Boy with the Betty Grable Legs.
I think that's a good.
And it's a showbiz involved in my life because I grew up here in Hollywood when I was 9 years old. Yeah, but I never liked Hollywood. I never cared for it. Never actually. Those are people. We're here. Today we're here. Where are we today, Ron?
We're at the Burbank, the Marriott Hotel at the Ray Court's.
It's Ray Court's Hollywood Collectors Show.
Exactly.
And it's doing well. I'm keeping you away from making money.
Okay.
Oh, you
right.
sweet man.
I'm going to look forward to it.
Very sweet.
Will you let me know when
I will. I certainly will.
Right?
I will. Yes, you do.
If you don't call me, I'll call you.
Yes, okay. You're a wonderful man.
This interview.
Yeah.
All right. Mike did a good job.
Yeah, Mike is good.
You get everything on there?
Thank you.
What?
I'm ready to start taping.
Great joke.
Nice talking to you.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Thanks, Skip. Good luck to you.
That was. Let me know. Focus on me, and then. Well, here I am at the Hollywood Collectors for Ray Court. And guess what? My dear friend, Olivia Hussey, how are you?
I'm fine. I had to come over and say hello to you, Skippy.
Certainly did.
You're one of my favorite people.
Autographing your pictures and everybody.
Yes, I'm over there. I don't do it that
Everybody
often, but it's fun. I love meeting
Tony
fans.
Curtis just- that's
I
his
know,
first
it's
time
thrilling.
here.
I know.
And Debbie Reynolds is here.
Yes.
And this is your lovely daughter,
India.
Hi, darling.
India Isley.
What a beautiful girl.
Thank
you.
How old are you?
I'm 14.
14. And she's going to be an actress.
Yes, she's studying now at the playground in Century City with Gary Spatz, who's a fantastic coach.
You look great. What's
thank
happening and exciting in your life? I know
Well,
you're married to a music man.
I just opened my online store, the OliviaHusseyCollection.com, and we're doing a whole press thing about it, and we're talking to the Home Shopping Network about doing a line of caftans for them. And like that.
You keep yourself busy all the time.
I do.
But you
I like
keep
to travel.
But you're hidden away somewhere. Tell us where your mom
We live near Tippy Hedron.
Oh, really?
5 minutes away from Tippy. So in that area,
She's a
because we
great-
have 4 pot-belly pigs and 5 dogs, a lot of animals, rabbits.
Are you into animals too?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Dogs?
Dogs, we have 5.
You have 5.
Yes.
I have 5 dogs.
I know.
We have the singing dogs here. Did you get the album with singing kittens? They're cute. They're very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's exciting in your life? Michael Parks just did something, right?
We just did a film together called Three Priests with my son Alexander, who's Dean Martin's grandson. He played actually my stepson in it. Michael played my husband, and we had a blast. Wes Studi was in it, who's a wonderful American Indian actor, wonderful actor.
Your son,
Alex.
Alex, how is he doing?
He's doing very well. He's helping me with my caftan collection. He's doing all the business, and then he's acting when things come along. The acting business is.
Are they very close to the Martins, Jeannie, and all?
Yes, I love Jeannie. I talked to her last week again. Yeah.
Yeah, so you go out to dinners?
Yeah, well, we see her for Thanksgiving, things like that. So.
You look absolutely wonderful.
So do you?
Tell me about your wonderful friend. You did a great movie in London, and I understand Romeo and Juliet the Romeo guy who.
Leonard Whiting.
Thank you,
yes.
Leonard.
In fact, they're doing a big show in December in Palm Springs, one of these shows, and it might be the last one I do. I love meeting fans, and Leonard might fly in from
Let
London.
me know when you're in Palm Springs, so I'll come down there.
Yes, that would be wonderful. We'll try and get Leonard to come.
Good.
That'd be nice. It's lovely to see you, Skippy. I love you.
You're darling.
Yes.
I'll visit over and see your
Yes.
husband. Bye-bye.
David.
David, a rock and roller.
Yes, that's right.
What's the name of the band?
It was Dirty White Boy, but it was years ago. We're together like 18 years now.
It's been 18 years.
Yeah. Goes by, doesn't it?
Yeah.
19 this year. Yeah.
Wonderful seeing you.
Nice to see you. I love you.
Thank you. I will. My show.
What's your show?
Skippy Lowe Looks at Hollywood. I have a cable show. I'm the longest.
You've had this
I'm the
forever.
longest on cable.
Honey, since I've known you, you've had the show.
35 years I've been on.
He's got a great camera. That's a good
Oh, he's good. We're professionals.
Well, me too.
My show's going all over. Pardon me?
I shot a movie with that thing.
Yeah, he does movies too.
I'm sure he does.
We're doing a documentary now.
Are you?
Yeah. He's my cameraman for years. And he works for Johnny Grant too. Hollywood
I know
Stars.
Johnny
Yeah.
Wait,
Just
one second. Hold on.
take
One
your time.
No, you never did that show. You know Richard Dean Henderson? No, okay. That's my husband, yeah. Whatever, yeah. Happy days? 18. Yeah, I saw you on there too, man.
Hello, my darling.
Okay,
Look at me
Michael.
just leaving my wallet.
Hi, how are you? Hey, I need to talk to you later. Huh? Yeah, I want to talk to you. Hey, here, guess what? We're at the Great Courts.
Hollywood Collectors Show.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
I don't know. But CarleneTilton, look at that inside sport. Will you focus on the camera on that behind Charlene? Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, Dallas, working on Dallas. Boy, did you have fun?
Oh, that was a great show. I was on it for 11 and a half years.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
11 and a half years.
Yes.
I mean, did you feel tired in doing it 11 and a half years?
No, I loved it. I loved it.
Where do you get
In fact, we all just, the cast, we were just together in France. We did a country music festival for 5 days. We had over 150,000 people
Wow.
for 5 days. Each day, over 150,000 people come to see us.
I don't believe there's not one person on the earth has seen that show. You've got to. How do you feel about it? I'm at the television. It's just so powerful.
The highest rated show ever, and nothing will beat it because now there's cable and so many other channels. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Dallas, this is the.
That's one of our DVDs.
DVDs,
That one,
it's,
here's our first and second season. I don't know what season this is.
But they can get it at any of the stores.
Yes, they can, and I don't make a penny off of it, so.
You don't? Wow.
But go buy it and have a good time watching it anyway.
Now you grew up in the Hollywood High School.
I did. I went to Hollywood High.
Yeah, they claim that Lana Turner was discovered right across the street.
That's right, at Schwab's.
She was. No, it wasn't called Schwab.
Yeah, Schwab's drugstore.
Schwab's was on the strip, but across
No,
the
she was.
street,
Oh, right.
it was a little confectionery
Yes,
shop.
but then the PR machine took over and said it was Schwab's.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's where I got confused.
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember that
Yeah.
incident. Because I grew up here in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, and I went to HPS. Hollywood. You went there too, didn't you? Go to HPS?
For like a year and a half.
You did. Yeah, I remember your name there.
Exactly.
Charlene.
That's so funny.
Where are you from originally?
I was born and raised here, and
Hollywood?
yeah. in
What was your very first film you did? Or
Walt Disney movie called Freaky Friday, the original Freaky Friday with Jodie Foster and Barbara Harris.
with Barbara Hale?
Barbara Harris.
Yeah. And tell me about Jodie Foster. What a great actress.
Great actress, a great human being, and smart as can be. So,
Well, you got to be smart to be a good actor.
yeah, you do.
believe that?
I do think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's a must.
but she's like got an IQ that's like way out there. You know.
Who did you study with, or did you?
Acting?
Yeah.
Oh, I studied with Stella Adler.
The best.
Wonderful. Studied with Jeff Corey.
Another one, great guy.
Yes,
Great.
I mean, I've studied Daryl
So
Hickman.
you were serious.
Oh, yeah.
You took your craft serious. Anyone wants to be a good actor, they got to take it very serious.
Oh, absolutely. You got to be in classes or working, doing plays all around Los Angeles. So,
Right. A matter of fact, talking about plays, I just saw you about a year ago, and a musical. You were wonderful.
Thank you.
I never realized how such a ball of fire you are.
thank you.
What was that play? I don't remember.
Oh gosh, which one? Let's see. Well, I did.
You've done so many of them.
I did 42nd Street. I don't know. I've just done a bunch of plays.
The lady that was murdered, I thought you were in a play with her, Sally Kirkland, you, and the Court Theater years ago. I don't think so. You knew her, didn't you? The lovely starlet who got murdered by...
Dominique Dunn. Is that who you're talking about?
No. The lady was... The guy just went to court.
Oh, you mean Lana Clarkson?
Lana Clarkson.
No, I did not know
You never
Lana.
knew Lana.
Never met her.
I don't know why I thought I can...
Never
Sally
met her.
Kirkland talks about her all the time.
Right, never met her, no.
See, growing up here in Hollywood, you get girls, young girls, what kind of advice would you give them when they come? Not to go someone's home after midnight, right?
No. I don't understand that at all, but anyway, that was very sad. Very sad,
So what's new and exciting right now?
Oh my gosh, I've been working. I just finished, I just wrapped a movie I did for David Zucker and Craig Mazin, Superhero. And it's the funniest thing. I can't wait till that comes out. And then I have a movie coming out on the USA Network called Point of Entry. And I'm also producing the Tammy Faye Baker story.
Wonderful.
And I'll be playing Tammy Faye Baker.
I think you would be an Academy Award winner with that one.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Believe me when I tell you, you'll be perfect.
Thank you.
Because I mean it.
I loved her.
And they loved you, too, in films. And you've done a lot of work here in Hollywood. And CarleneTilton, good. Wonderful seeing you.
Well, thank you. The legend. Skippy Lowe.
I love you, darling.
I love you,
Thank
sweetheart.
you.
God bless you.
But, thank you, Mike. Thanks,
Thank
darling.
you.
What happened to my phone here? My phone. Someone picking phones up here, please. I want to know who picked up the phone.
What are you looking for?
Someone had I had a phone. Where's my phone?
Hi, Skippy. It's CarleneTilton again. I forgot to tell you, I have a fabulous television series on the web. It's called Tell Veronica. And it's on OutliciousTV.com. OutliciousTV.com. Tell Veronica. Come and check it out, you guys. It's a blast. God bless. Thank you, sweetheart. Is there any way they can cut that in and use it? It's a fun show. It's a good show. Oh, it was a fabulous show. Couldn't wait to see who was going to play. I know. It was the best. Typical women. Exactly. Have a good time. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Is there a way that they can cut that in? And I mean, is there a way that you can use that for his show? Awesome. Thank you so much.
Excellent sound. This is very total high quality. The best. Better before than the other one. The other one was not.
No kidding.
This is, oh yeah, he's first class. This is first class. Okay. Alan Hunt. How are you?
I'm very well, Skip. How are you?
I love your mother, Marcia Hunt.
Thank you.
One of the great legends of Hollywood, Alan.
That's very kind of you.
Kind of me, but-
I have to tell you, that's my aunt.
Your aunt, that's
Marcia is my mother's sister.
That's right.
But on behalf
Thank
of my
you.
aunt, I thank you for that because
See-
in a way she's been like my mother.
Now you understand why Martin Short gets the Jiminy Glick from. Anyway, let me tell you something. I love Marcia. She's a mayor of North Hollywood.
Sherman Oaks, right.
Sherman Oaks.
Yes, it's true. Marcia was the honorary mayor of Sherman Oaks for a couple of decades, Skip.
Uh-huh.
She did every ribbon cutting, every ceremony involved with Sherman Oaks, including when the Galleria, the Sherman Oaks Galleria first opened.
Right.
She was the honorary mayor to give it the blessing and so forth.
So you grew up here in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me
Yeah.
about growing up. I did too, 9 years. But growing up with a wonderful major aunt, star.
It's true. Well, in my case, Skip, I always loved doing this. When I was really little, my favorite thing to do was to make up a play in the backyard, and rather than play baseball or any of the other things.
Did you really?
Yeah. And so I was kind of in the right place because right in our own neighborhood, there were casting calls and things that you wouldn't find in Iowa or Michigan or.
Right.
And so there was a great outlet for those that were afflicted with this madness that I have. So I was always very grateful for that. And by the time I graduated from high school, I was already working in television and motion pictures to the point where I just was able to just go on and continue.
Where
So I was
did you
lucky.
live? In the valley here? Or
Is South Pasadena,
Uh-huh.
UCLA, and the Pasadena Playhouse.
See, you've got good background there. Pasadena Playhouse.
Yeah,
Fine, dramatic.
great place.
Yes.
A lot of people ahead of us too, Skip. When you look at the roster of many of the actors who graduated from the Pasadena Playhouse, we're all like, whoa, nice to be here.
Yeah.
You know, nice to be in the company. But as a result of my being on that on this show,
This show is
as I plugged Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
To the bottom of the sea. I was going to get
was
to that, but
cast in this show, which took me out of college. I had
It
to
did.
quit so I could be on the show.
I see. Was this? This wasn't the very first.
No. I had
but
been
you
working
did-
since I was a little kid.
But what was your very first?
Oh, Disney stuff. I did lots of episodes of things. I was on the Donna Reed show.
That's right.
I played Shelley Fabre's boyfriend, if you know that show.
I remember.
For 2 years I was on the Donna Reed show, and I still see Paul Peterson, by the way.
He's around.
Who was at these?
Yeah.
He played the son on that show.
Uh-huh.
Did Leave It to Beaver, My Three Sons, Dennis the Menace. I'm very big on Nick at Night. If you can't sleep, I'm your man. I can help you there.
I love those things.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. Yeah.
love it too. It's fun stuff.
Richard Basehart. Tell me about Richard Basehart. What a great actor.
Consummate actor, gentleman,
Uh-huh.
very easy to work for, and oddly enough, I was the kid on the show. It was Richard who kind of took me under his wing and said, try this,
Did he
do that.
really?
Yeah.
That's what, and you listen too.
Oh, are you kidding?
You really
Yes.
learned a lot
Listen to
on that
Mr.
show.
Basehart, yeah.
Yeah.
I joined the cast in the second year. Voyage had been on for 1 year, and Irwin Allen had it renewed with ABC's help in color. Color, big deal at that time. And we were put into the future. The show changed a little bit.
Right.
And Terry Becker, on my left, and I were added to the show that second season. And we just had a great time, and now here we are. We're still doing these things. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
you've been doing right now. You're married.
I was married.
You were.
I have 2 kids, but I do a lot of directing now. In addition to, I still teach and direct and work in films.
So you do teach acting.
Yes, I head a performing arts program, and I'm also the artistic director of the Thousand Oaks Repertory Company for legitimate theater there.
Did you learn from your great aunt, Marcia? What did you learn from her?
My dear aunt is a lesson in professionalism.
Yes.
Being on time, knowing your lines. Marcia used to have a nickname of One Take Marcia. The crew